Moses Itauma's next opponent will be announced on June the 7th. Let's have a look at who it could be and break it down right fucking now. Yo guys, it's Nicky Couch Potato Fights. Basically today we're going to look at Moses Itauma. His next opponent is going to be announced on the 7th of June, which is this Saturday. So I'm assuming for a bit of extra excitement on the Wardley versus Huni event, they'll announce his next opponent. So we're going to look at who his potential opponents are. Two names have, I think personally, it'd be one of two people. And those two people are Jermaine Franklin, who's 23-2-0 with 15 knockouts. He would provide a stern test for Moses Itauma. Do I think he would lose to Moses Itauma? Yeah, I do. I really think Moses Itauma, other than 2 or 3 people in the division, is the real deal. He shouldn't be put into a title fight now, but he's definitely a top 10 heavyweight, I think. I don't want to get too carried away, but I also don't want to drag him down, you know. Credit where credit's due. He's a 20-year-old guy. He seems extremely calm and composed. He has good presence of mind by the sounds of it. He's about 6'4", he's about 240, 245 pounds. And he's got time on his side. He can change his physique. He can adapt all sorts of things about his style. So, but at the moment, if it's not broke, don't fucking fix it. It's working really well. First opponent, straight off the bat, Jermaine Franklin Jr. He has 2 losses on his record. As we know, he lost to Anthony Joshua and Dillian White. Okay, so there's no shame. AJ's getting a bit of hate recently. He's been labelled a hype job or whatever. To be fair, a lot of these guys get hyped up more than they should. Same with any sport. People get excited to hype them up, fair enough. But there's no shame in losing to Anthony Joshua, definitely. There's also no shame to losing Dillian White, losing against Dillian White, who could also be on this card. But I'm really confused. I don't know if it's me being an idiot or if there's something on my laptop blocking the Dillian White related news, but he's supposed to be fighting on this card, but he still doesn't have an opponent. And it's taking place in 3 days, which is pretty mental to me. I don't know if it's going to be like a WWF style review. I said this in my preview video that I've just done for Wardley versus Huni. I don't know. Yeah, I can't find anything. Let's put that to one side for the moment. Get back to Moses Itauma. Jermaine Franklin Jr. I'd like to see him fight this guy. He's got 15 knockouts, but I heard someone say, I think it was maybe on Talk Boxing, the Simon Jordan thing, that his lack of knockout power might be an issue. And people are saying now we want to see Moses Itauma's chin tested. I'm not sure how much he could test Moses Itauma's chin, although he would be a very stern test. I do think Moses Itauma is the real deal, but this guy would be a good acid test to see whether he's the real deal. If I stand corrected and he loses against Jermaine Franklin Jr., fair enough. It's not, you know, competition to see who's got the best knowledge of boxing. I openly admit I'm not a professional boxer. I've trained boxing on and off for a few years, and I watch a lot of it, but I'm not a pro boxer. It's not a competition. So, you know, I want him to keep winning. It's exciting for the heavyweight division. If he loses, it wouldn't be over for him. I just think this guy would be a really much sterner test than the other guy who is a strong favourite to be fighting him next, who is Otto Wallin, who is 27-3-0, and he's got 15 knockouts. So his knockout ratio is 55.56%. Let's just say 55%. So it's not incredibly high. Obviously, he's a skilled fighter. He's a very talented fighter. He's in the upper echelons, but to me, he's not a top 10 heavyweight. His last opponent, Derek Chisora, he seemed to make it light work of Otto Wallin. He did get a win before that against Honorio de Awahimi. I think I pronounced that right. And then he lost to Anthony Joshua. Again, he was unconvincing in that. Before that, he beat Murat Gassiev, so fair play there. So he's at a high level, but I don't think I'd like to see Moses Itauma versus Otto Wallin. I don't think Otto Wallin would test Moses Itauma's chin, which everyone wants to see, especially after comments by people like Billy Nelson saying, no, he's got a glass chin. Ask Moses what he thinks about that. Cryptic comments, I don't want to see him fight Otto Wallin. He's also, to be fair, Moses Itauma has given other names of people he'd like to fight. He's openly said he'd be up to fighting other people, but these are, so he said Moses on hit list and stated in interviews, Tom Schwartz, Tony Yoka, Dempsey McKean, who he's beat, so this must be an old article. Guido Vinello, who lost to Torres Jr., if I'm not mistaken, a few weeks ago. I'm not sure if everyone would want to see that fight, and Simon Keane. I think, for me, I personally think out of these names, it will be, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Jermaine Franklin Jr. I'd be surprised if it was Otto Wallin, because you want his next fight to have eyes on it. He's getting more and more people aware of who he is. I think it'd be better to put him against like Jermaine Franklin Jr., who has fought and lost against Joshua and Dillian White. It'd be more intriguing. Otto Wallin, I'm not really bothered about seeing that fight. It would be a step up from Mike Balogun, obviously, but I'm not sure. I'm just not really sold on Otto Wallin, seeing in fact Moses Itauma. So what does he want in the next opponent? Yeah, like, he does need someone to test him more and give him more rounds. It's not his fault he's beating people easily, and if you see an opening where during the fight he might think, yeah, do you know what, I can get some rounds, but this guy keeps giving me openings. I could knock this guy out now, get another W on my record, and keep the ascent, a quick ascent in the heavyweight division. So he probably wants rounds, but if there are openings there where he can finish guys, again, in a dangerous sport where anything could happen, especially brain injuries, stuff like that, he probably wants rounds, but he'll want victories more. The important thing is winning fights, much more important than getting rounds, and he's winning fights and looking impressive. So I think it would be Jermaine Franklin Jr. I'll be disappointed if it's Otto Wallin. Again, as I always say, I'll still watch for the purpose of this channel, and just I love watching boxing. It's great, isn't it? That's why you're on here. That's why you watch YouTube channels. That's why we talk about it on YouTube and at work. And when we see someone with a fucking music t-shirt or whatever, it's exciting. So I'll watch it anyway. But I'd rather see him fight Jermaine Franklin Jr. than Otto Wallin. I could go on about other names. He's not going to fight Martin Bakole. I think Martin Bakole's own coach said he won't be ready. He texted Frank Warren and said Martin won't be ready for a fight with Moses Itauma. So that's not going to happen now. Maybe if Itauma gets another impressive win, or just another win, get some rounds, maybe you can talk about that. But then again, for me, in the past few weeks, Bakole was maybe there, Itauma, Bakole's gone down a bit in my estimation. Not so much his trash talking that, because that's part of the game and it's entertaining, but just he lost to Joseph Parker, and I know it's short notice, so you've got to give him that one, but he looked really out of shape. And then he drew with F.A. Jagba. In my opinion, it wasn't a draw. F.A. Jagba won that fight. He's also got a big fight apparently announced. Sorry, coming up, so he can't fight Moses Itauma. And quick one about Moses Itauma. Who do you think his next opponent will be? It will be announced in the next 3 days. I think it will be Jermaine Franklin Jr., who is 23, 2-0 with 15 knockouts. It will be a stern test. That would be a very intriguing fight. Do I think he would beat Franklin Jr.? Fuck yeah, based on current form. But this is why we love the sport. Anything can happen. Thanks for watching this video. Nick with Couch Potato Fights. Peace out.